I'm really pleased with the effort. My guys are coming out with a great amount of intent. Energy level's been really high. There's been a really lot of competition. I think that's the biggest thing. We have a really, in my opinion, deep defensive roster for special teams candidates. Like I'm really happy with, the back end defensive back type of guys, safeties, linebackers. Even some of the wide receivers. We have some length at wide receiver. So I'm looking forward to the competition as we go along and just finding out who the best fits are for each phase that we have.
During the spring, some of the kickers weren't here in the
Yes, sir.
spring, so having the kickers in the fall, how are you just liking that the specialty?
Yeah, no, we have a really, really good competition going on between Seth Morgan and Tristan Vandenberg. They both weren't here in the spring. Um, we had a field goal session today. We had a field goal session earlier, so we have had two sessions, and it's they're really talented guys that can really get the ball in the elevated in the air. They're consistent in their leg swing, and they got some strength. So I mean, Tristan Vandenberg is a 6'4", 225-pound guy who can really pound the ball. And, I'm looking forward to a lot of touchbacks on kickoffs, hopefully, and the competition between Seth was a Division I AA All-American and at Sam Houston, and he's a very talented guy too. So the competition between those two is going to be really, really exciting to watch.
Do you see that the competition continuing maybe into the start of the season?
They would have to ask Coach Silverfield, but I don't think anyone's going to separate themselves just based on what I've seen on their performance. I don't think anyone's going to separate themselves in a week. I would say it's going to be coming up to probably a game week decision, but obviously that's Coach Silverfield's decision. We'll discuss it though. We've had good and healthy conversations about it.
Memphis has a reputation of having that dude back there as returner. How soon will you know when you got that dude ready?
Well, I think that there's candidates here, right? I mean, there's some really talented guys, but I just think that he hasn't done anything on a game in special teams yet. But Sutton Smith he has dynamic, make you miss ability with elite speed, and vision. Right now he would be, if we were to play today, he would be our starting kickoff returner. Demir Blankensee from Toledo. Guy's got the same type of elite make you miss ability, playmaking ability on offense, right? Makes things happen in his hands. Even DK Ross. I mean, he in high school he was a phenomenal kickoff returner, and we have some legitimate returners. And then on punt return, Kobe Drake is just a very you say sure-handed or whatever, the guy can make plays as well, right? And we trust him back there too. So the punt return, kickoff return I haven't seen that much depth in a few years in my college experience. Even when I was at Michigan, we didn't have that many candidates in terms of just the competition.
I knew you coached with Ryan Urban in Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
What's that relationship been like, and how did that factor in?
Well, it was pretty much all of it. I mean, the relationship's even been better than I expected in terms of on the field and off the field discussions, and we always talked about like possibly working again together. He being the head coach, and I think he's just done a tremendous job of leading and organizing and just everything within the whole organization. But I couldn't be happier to be here with him, and I can't wait to build this 2023 team with him.
You're kind of in a unique situation, obviously, because you knew him before he got to Memphis. What's different about him now than when you saw him in Minnesota?
Well, it's just experience. This is year 4 for him as the head coach. And he had previous head coaching experience way back in the day at a small school, but he'd been an O-line position coach, and I didn't know what type of head coach he'd be, but I always knew he was extremely smart, detailed to the T, and he has he has a personality about him that he can talk to the players, in a way that they understand. Is this working all right?
Yes.
I know it's early in fall camp, but what part of the special teams are you feel like you guys are getting the most, and another part where you guys feel like you got a little ways to go?
Well, we've only been practicing 5, and really it's punt until we get that thing right. So we'll do like 3 times as much punt as we do punt return. Today was our first punt return day. We had a lot of block drills, a lot of return drills, but we've had 5 practices and we've had 4 punts. And we haven't even really got into kickoff return. That's going to be when we get pads on tomorrow. This next block of practices we'll start installing the scheme of kickoff and kickoff return. I'm not so interested right now in day 5 to teach them this is the return scheme that we're doing. I want them to know the fundamentals. I want them to be playing fast, put them in situations. All the drills that we do, we try to put them in situations that are game-like, right? Every single drill that you see us do, it's a competitive deal where there's a guy who wins and a guy who loses, right? And it's putting him in a situation where, on punt return, we're doing a drill where this guy may block him in the back. Can I trust this guy to drop, to bail out of there, right? Or is he going to have a foolish penalty and cost our drive start for our defense, inside the 20-yard line? So all those things are what I'm concentrating on now, and we'll start to, implement the scheme, in a week or so in terms of, how we're going to attack Bethune-Cookman, Arkansas State, Missouri, et cetera, Navy, those deals.